friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today I'm participating in the last Duping Through the Holidays series, and today's inspirations come from Pinterest, and I'm so excited about this one. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brenda. I am so happy to have you stop by today. If you're returning, welcome back. I love you all both so very much. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here is the inspiration piece for DIY number 1. So I started off with this picture from Dollar Tree, this bag of gems from Dollar Tree, which I only use one. This wood piece I got from, I got from Hobby Lobby, and then the star from Dollar Tree. I used my little Cricut spatula to scrape off that flower piece that's on there. And then once that was off, I removed the backing, and that picture is actually glued onto the backing, and I don't think there's a way to take it off. I've tried before. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to cover it up with some of this glitter vinyl that I got from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to trace it out and attach it to the front of that picture. Now, if you have a Cricut or a cutting machine, I do not recommend this for your cutting machine. Maybe if you're using a bigger project or like bigger letterings, bigger decal, it might work, but it does not work at all for smaller things. So I tried it for my nephew's initials for his wedding on some decor, and it just ripped to pieces. So I thought it would work best to cover a back for a backing for a picture, and I just really love the way this looks. So when I was done with that, I took my sanding sponge from Dollar Tree, and I'm just sanding this frame down, just scuffing it up. It's not real wood. It's a varnished stuff on there, and I just wanted to scruff it up so the paint would adhere to it a little bit better. So then I took my Waverly chalk paint in the color Fern, and I am just going to paint this whole frame with that color. Then once it was done, I put the frame back together and I laid out everything the way I wanted it, and then I'm just going to hot glue it in place. Now that wood piece I got off, it's a roll of wood sticks that's actually like attached together. So I just cut the first one off and I'm using it for this. Then I had this wood star from Dollar Tree, and I realized, oh my goodness, I didn't do anything with it. So I took my Folk Art Metallic Pure Gold paint, and I give that star a quick little painting. And then once it was dry, I go ahead and use my hot glue to hot glue it to the top. Now, as you can see, when I laid these out, I laid the gems out. The bottom 2 rows is like 6 in each row. Then the next 2 had 5, and then the next 2 had 4, and then I just went 3 and 2. And so then I just hot glue all of those right in place. And then after I got those all hot glued, I took those little clear gems, and I am laying them all around on top, just kind of placing them where I wanted. I ended up putting them pretty much where all the little bare spots are, and I start hot gluing them in place. But I would recommend not using hot glue, because after I took the pictures of these, they started falling off. So I think because the other gems are a slick surface, it would be better to use E6000 because the hot glue worked for them when they're attached to the vinyl, but it's just not working with them being attached onto each other. So then I just laid some of those clear ones all around the tree as well, and I hot glued them, and those stay on just fine. It's just the ones that are on top of the other gems that are falling off. So I recommend the E6000 or super glue, something stronger than the hot glue. So once I had that all done, I am going to take a bow that I got from Dollar Tree, and those hangers I tried to pull off, but they're like hot glued or glued on. So I cut the little hangers off, and I'm just going to use hot glue and put that on the bottom of that tree. And I love the way this came out. You'll have to let me know what you think in the description box below, or in the comment box below, not description. But it's not an exact replica of the inspiration piece, but it's my own version, and I love it. Okay, so today is the last video for the Duping Through the Holidays series that's hosted by the amazing Brandy. If you don't know who she is, make sure you check out her video. She cracks me up and she'll crack you up too. And then it is full of some amazingly talented creators, so make sure you check all of their videos out and all of their channels. And so this week is for Pinterest, and this is the last week, and we have a $100 drawing. In order to be entered into that drawing, you have to answer each creator's question, and then you will be entered into the $100 Visa gift card. Now that's our questions on the Pinterest videos. The winner will be drawn and announced on December 1st, so any answers after that will not be able to get the drawing. Okay, so here's the next inspiration piece. So for this DIY, I used these trees that I got from, I think I got those from Walmart. And then some tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree, these signs from Dollar Tree, and this wallpaper from Dollar Tree. I got some burlap, I think that's from Walmart, and then I had some stuffing there, some batting that I'm going to use as well. So I started off by taking the hangers off of the back, and they are stapled on there very good, and so good that even my staple remover was making it hard to get it out. And then I am just tracing the wallpaper, and I'm going to trim that all out, and then I will remove the backing and place it onto each of these boards. And after that, I'm going to take my tumbling tower blocks after I get done playing with my paper here, trying to get it all lined up straight. I take my tumbling tower blocks and I am going to hot glue 4 of them together. Just, see, I started to do the wrong end. There we go. Hot gluing 4 of them together, and then I'm going to hot glue 1 on top of those 4. I just want to say thank you to Brandy for hosting such a fun and amazing series. If you haven't seen the other videos for the previous weeks, make sure you check them out. They are all in the same playlist. It's a running playlist. And there was some amazing stuff on it, guys. And after I had those all done, I just went through and hot glued them to the bottom of both of those boards. Once that was done, I gave each tree a good haircut on the back, so that way they would stand on those little bottom pieces, those blocks, a lot easier. Otherwise, it would have been too full to stand. So then I cut out some of this burlap, and I am going to put a little stuffing in there. I'm going to stick the tree in and wrap that burlap around the bottom, and then I just took some jute twine and tied a knot around it. I'm going to trim off the back, tie the knot, and then I'm going to hot glue them onto the bottom. If you're new here, I just want to say welcome. I am so happy you're here. If you're liking what you see today, I would ask you to hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you join our family and see what is coming up next. And then after that, make sure you hit the like and comment. Let me know that you're new here. I'd love to get to know you. So after that was all done, I took some of my black buffalo check ribbon and I just cut it down to fit around the top part of that board. I'm going to hot glue that in place, and then I'm actually going to make a bow a different way than I normally do, believe it or not. If you have ribbon that is the same pattern or the same seam on each side, you can do it the way I'm going to create the bow. So you just put your fingers in the ribbon, and it makes kind of a bow, and you just twist them off just like you see. I think it's easier to watch than me explain. But it's just kind of an easy way to make a bow. And then I'm just kind of tightening this up, dovetail the ends, and I'm going to hot glue that right on top of the board. If you are on social media, you can also find me and follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Rustic and Lace DIY. I would love to have you join me and get to know me a little bit better, as well as I get to know you a little bit better. And that way, if you ever recreate any of these, I would love for you to send me some pictures there so I can see how you did it. And if you don't mind, share them on my channel as well. Then I took some of this greenery I got from Family Dollar and I hot glued some in place, and then I hot glued the bow on. I just felt like it needed a little greenery up there, and I love these. These are so cute, and you could even use these just for winter. They don't even have to be Christmas. You could leave these up just through the winter season. I have these in my bathroom right now, and I just think that they are adorable. You have to let me know what you think in the comment box below. So for inspiration piece number 3. So this one, I am going to take this cone from Dollar Tree, some wire. I don't remember the gauge. I'll have it in my description box. I bought that, I think, from Home Depot. That wood piece I don't end up using. Another one of those wood stars from Dollar Tree. These beads I got off of Amazon, and then these white beads I bought at Hobby Lobby a while back. And I'll have all that in my description box. I don't remember the sizes, so I'll have that in my description box. So I start off by painting that little star white, and then after I get that all painted, I set it aside to dry. Then I take this cone and the wire, and I start wrapping the cone with the wire. And it wasn't that hard. It was more about having to just kind of straighten it out a little so that it would wrap a little more smoothly, but I just kind of played with it and wrapped it until I got it just kind of like I wanted it. And then after it's done, after I have it all wrapped, I'm going to use my husband's bull nose pliers to cut that wire. It's amazing how many of his tools and stuff that has found its way from the garage into my craft room. Then once I had that, I just slip the cone right out of it. And then I'm just kind of molding the wires and getting it to be just like I want it to be. And then after that, I take some of these black and green checked beads, and I start putting it onto the wire and winding it around. And then I left a piece, kind of a longer piece on the bottom, because I just didn't know if I needed it for the balance of it all. And then I just put some hot glue right where I wanted that bead to end and just kind of held it there in place for a little bit. Then I just went along and I added white, and then I added another green and then white, and I went along all the way through until I had the whole thing full. And I don't remember how many I used. I'll go in and count it and have that in my description box as well. So I do end up, after a while, I added like 4 at a time before I pushed them all down, because I was thinking this is going to take me forever if I'm just doing one at a time. And then once I got all of these on there, I took my needle nose pliers and I just kind of bent that last piece down. And then I am just seeing where I can hot glue that star. And here I just put some hot glue at the end so that bead stays in place and doesn't fall out. And then after that, I'm just going to use some hot glue and glue that right on top of that wood bead. And after that, I took this little bow from Hobby Lobby and I am going to hot glue that right in place. And that's all there was for this. And I just think it's really cute, really adorable. Just a fun way to make a little Christmas tree. You'll have to let me know what you think about that, and if this is something you think you might create. Actually, it looks a little crooked there, doesn't it? I'll have to fix that. So here is the final reveal of all 4. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate all of you. And if you're new, again, hit that subscribe button, become part of our family. I'd love to have you join. And then let me know you're here. And make sure you check out the link in my description box and watch what everyone created today. And with all that, guys, have a wonderful wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.